Are you bored of your games yet? No, seriously. In this industry, it's already safe to say most of us are gamers. I'm willing to bet that more than three-quarters of us have games on our cell phone, and over 90% of us have consoles or a PC with installed games at home. This is the generation we live in. This is today. But are we bored of games yet? Last March, we saw yet another installation of the Call of Duty series. Elder Scrolls has hit the shelves with its latest installment, excluding both attempts at an online multiplayer platform, and Fallout has finally had a falling out with the crowd. I think that we're getting a little repetitive and that we need something new to get back to the basics. We need to look at gaming from a new angle before it goes the way of the silent film. But instead of talking about the world we live in today, where we all sit with false hope, praying the next Grand Theft Auto game offers us that new experience we're after, I think it's time to talk about tomorrow. What's next? What's new? What's worth our time? Sarco's gaming community started off as just a collection of guys from the interstellar marketing game, EVE Online. Myself and a few close friends moved our online group to websites and TeamSpeak servers and founded a gaming community where we moved from game to game. Many of us got so serious about gaming as a future that we went to school for it. Being the last to leave the community for school, I ended up in charge of the gaming community, and I found that being involved on so many levels with all the games we participated in offered me a unique insight as to why games of the day were failing. Thanks to my schooling at Full Sail, I now see how to correct those issues. And due to all the core members of our gaming group going to college for various aspects of game development, I have an unprecedented resource in running a company that literally fell together like the Darwinism of gaming. So what problems were we able to pinpoint as a gaming community? The first thing I'd have to say is that as gamers with different budgets and living situations, games that we had to pay to participate in, whether it's paying for the title or paying per month to keep playing, was unrealistic to move a community around in. We definitely spent far more time playing free-to-play games than games we had to pay for. That doesn't mean that we didn't account for income for these companies, but social gaming is gaming today, and many games you all recognize from the past had a microtransaction feature to them, such as League of Legends, Smite, Rift, and Candy Crush. Alright, so maybe Candy Crush was just me, but the other examples are all games that Sarcos legitimately participated in. It was so apparent that if a game was free to play, multiplayer on a massive scale, it could still fail if players started throwing around words like pay to win or poorly optimized around. There were even a few of us that wouldn't attempt to stick our nose up at graphics if all of our friends were playing, and it didn't feel right that the gameplay was limited by their budget. I realized that it was far more important for a game to offer players of all financial backgrounds a level playing field. Console games addressed this to some point, but with the prices of new consoles pushing upwards, the number of sales is dropping just as quickly. Meanwhile, titles available on smartphones, tablets, PCs, and Macs are climbing. The late Xbox One stepped ahead of this trend a little bit by utilizing a PC operating system, Windows 10, but it didn't do anything to make itself more affordable. I tell you though, there's nothing I hated more than having an issue with my game and it taking days to get a reply from the administrators of those in charge. Or being a beta tester and not having any way besides forums that nobody but other players like myself, just as frustrated, even seem to read to report problems. What is the point in having an administration in an online MMO if it requires an act of Congress to reach? I don't care how much fun me and my buddies are having in a game, one by one, we're all eventually going to quit if we have that feeling of administrative absence, or worse, and I've seen it, hostile developers. But I digress. I promised you that we would talk about tomorrow. We need to put all that crap behind us and forget about it, because these concepts are obsolete. What we've done here at Sarcos Gaming is created a game in a new way. It's free to play, free to download to nearly any device, including many consoles, and I bet the phones that you have in your pocket right now. It makes its money through microtransactions, but we've stayed away from and are committed to avoiding letting players pay for things that give them a competitive edge. If you want new skins, pay some cash. A new crib for your little digital player? Cash. Players are not afraid to pay for pretty. But if you want a new monster, some bonus levels, you have to earn them like everyone else. Furthermore, we're going to scale our graphics back, approximately 5 years back in graphics development terms, to ensure the mass majority of people's technology will still be able to utilize our software, but still keep it looking nice and looking modern. Now, during our beta testing phase, I opened up a Mumble server to give access to it for everyone in the game and allowed players open communication with their development and administration team. No ticket to fill out, no forms to sign up on, just click and speak. All of our player ideas were taken into consideration, offered as feedback, and considered within reason. Players and problems were often handled as situations occurred, instead of days or weeks after the fact. And our polls show player satisfaction with customer support only improved as we got more and more interactive with the players in our games. So put yourself in the player's shoes. Why would you ever want to go back to spending $500 on a new console to play a game that's a clone of the last game you played on our $400 console? Why would you give your time and hard-earned cash up to companies who have no idea what you want to see, what you hate seeing, or what your biggest issue with their titles are? Why would you blindly follow a migrating player base again and again and again to a game that deep down inside you know that you probably hate? We've all been there. Call of Duty's mine. Why would you play anything that isn't stylized in the Sarcos game designing plan? Now you have a solution, and you know where to go. And next time you look at your pile of 15 near identical console titles and covers and say, I'm bored, you know to call Sarcos. You know to call me.